Matches, returns, viewership issues, and invasion angles. That's yours. Pretty much sums up your week of professional wrestling this week. Thanks for watching Off the Mat. Good night, everybody. Welcome to a brand new episode of Off the Mat, your new wrestling obsession. Dom Sticks, how are we tonight?
Good, man. Good. Interesting wrestling this week. You know, we had some botches, we had some returns, and some speculation and rumors that might be happening along the way, which I always like the rumor mill because it gets outrageous sometimes. You know, the dirty Dom sheets definitely gets up there sometimes in rumors. But other than that, man, I'm doing good, man. I wish I was away on a cruise like my wife, but
do you though? Because from what you were just saying, it doesn't sound like it's very relaxing.
Yeah, it wasn't what they planned, but I would. Well, my wife is kind of easygoing, so it kind of, if I was there, she would have embraced it and took the journey to someplace that wasn't Bermuda, which is kind of funny. You pack for something warm, and you wind up going to a cold place. Go figure that one out.
Going to cold Slither?
Oh, yeah. You're joining us, a band of Vipers.
It's been an interesting week, to say the least, in professional wrestling. Not a lot of news.
No.
But, you know, one thing we did learn that I think we'll start with is the viewership on Raw for Netflix is down, which kind of makes you wonder if maybe Netflix is going to pull out. If WWE isn't right this ship, Netflix has a 10-year agreement with WWE, but they have the option to opt out after 5 years.
Yeah.
We're not even a full year. We're almost a full year into the WWE Raw Netflix era. And viewership is just dwindling. It's hanging on by a thread, so to speak.
Well, there's a couple of scenarios that could mean why it's probably tanking for a little bit right now. You know, the fall season's here. You know, a lot of people, you have a lot of other things. You got football on Monday nights, which usually takes the viewership away. The storylines are very stale. They're the same thing, the vision every time at the end. You know, championship matches are very far few in between. You know, and when you do have a championship match on a USA SmackDown, it doesn't turn out the way you think it was going to turn out.
No, it turned out exactly how I thought it was going to turn out. It just
didn't turn out the
quality of the match isn't what you thought it was going to be.
No, you're right. That exactly. Hey, look, there's a lot of things too, like stale story, other things that are on that people just aren't watching. You know, wrestlers that are there part time that show up eventually. You know, it's not consistent. It's really not a consistent. Like you keep talking about the 90s with the Attitude Era and stuff like that. In WCW, that these guys were there every single week, every single night. And if they weren't there that one day because they took the day, but they were back. But it's not like they were taking months at a time and weeks at a time to come back. You know, we're at a point where everybody's got different careers inside, instead of being inside the ring. You know, you got people doing movies, TV. Who's sick, who could only wrestle a few times a month. You know, and then you have the people who have belts that don't even see the light of day, that these belts should be friggin' shown. And we keep saying this week after week after week. You know, the story's stale. And we actually did find out something. I actually found out something. Freddie Prinze Jr. was actually, you know, they were interviewing him about wrestling when he wrote for WWE. And he had some interesting things to say. You know, he was talking about the fact that if you're white, you're assigned to a white wrestler. If you're black, you're assigned to a black wrestler. And if you're Latino, you're assigned to a Latino wrestler. And he was saying that a lot of people didn't know that he was Spanish, Freddie Prinze Jr. Dad from Chico and the Man.
He's Puerto Rican.
Yeah,
Puerto Rican. So a lot of people didn't know that. So he wasn't assigned to the quote unquote characters that the personnel that they were assigned to, which makes you. And I understand. You know, this when he gets
was he writing for Gilbert?
Whatever.
Was he writing for Gilbert?
I don't know if he was writing for Gilbert. I know it's just I want to watch the whole interview, but of what he said, and he's actually going to be in New York. He's going to be actually at Rhode Island Comic Con. I actually a couple of things outside the Star Wars realm, because that's everybody's going to ask me about Star Wars. Wrestling, like a lot of people. A lot of people
ask him about Star Wars.
Maybe I'll ask him one thing, but a lot of people did not know that he wrote for WWE, and that's the crazy thing, And why is it the writers? Why is it hard for these writers to make a quality story now? What's going on? Everything is all mismatched. There's nothing really going on. You have one match going into the other. As The Rock said, long-term storytelling. What happened with the long-term storytelling? That you have to do all these different things to go back to the original thing of what was happening. So there's the other viewership going down Netflix because there's no cohesive story that they're saying, and they're not even like using some of the other wrestlers that should be on TV. It does get annoying, and like I said, football overshadows everything. You got baseball playoffs now, you got football, you got all these things that are happening now. So wrestling is going to take a tank because there's so many other things to watch.
That's now, though. I mean, even now they've adjusted the Raw to start at 7 to kind of move away from the football starts, even though it really doesn't. I mean, it's kind of.
You're right.
That's man. But I think even months ago, even during the summer when there was nothing going on, the stuff was just it's just slowly, well, not even slowly, a lot. Really, it's going down quite quickly because we've talked about, and we know why now, that they were pushing PLEs on us like vitamins.
Yeah, the PLEs is another thing
because they wanted the money from that ESPN contract, which they got.
Well, yes, but the crazy thing here,
I think it's going to take about a year before we get anything solid storyline wise, because I think they're still in that 2 to 3 week mode.
No,
it's hard to get out of it. It's hard to get out of that writing mode.
They're concentrating on the PLEs, and they don't care about the regular shows. The regular shows are what lead to the PLEs, and they're putting all their money and all their stuff.
We know that.
That's where the money is. Come on, You see the ticket prices for John Cena's farewell?
$11,500 per front row seat.
Insane amount of money.
Insane, man.
It's crazy.
Who's gonna go? Look, the only people that can see these matches are people who are celebrities and have influencers. And that's another thing too. I show speed. Now I'm gonna become a professional wrestler. So, he's gonna be in the Royal Rumble in 2026, and he's a performance.
Why? So he can get the shit spirit out of him again?
Dude, it's like I'm tired of. I'm tired of why do some people get chances to make all these things? Yes, all right, he has all these influencers and all these people, all these viewers and stuff like that, but come on, man. And I'm not hating, I'm just saying the fact is that they get opportunities and they're the ones that get all the tickets, all the first route picks, all the things that they can go. Like, we can't afford to go see these other things.
Well, kind of going back to what Styx was saying, WrestlePalooza, ESPN, it was supposed to be this big thing. ESPN just did this big deal to carry all of WWE's PLEs. It was supposed to be this big thing. So you would think that momentum would carry into Raw. Well, that wasn't the case. It's the September 22nd episode of Raw was the lowest viewed episode of Raw in the history of Raw on Netflix, with about 2.3 million views. That was down 300,000 views from the previous episode, the Monday before that. So that's putting it like 8th globally and number 4th in the US for Raw on Netflix. I don't think Netflix is paying that kind of money for WWE to be losing 300 viewers every week.
Well, look at WrestlePalooza. WrestlePalooza wasn't a big success. You got to see from ESPN that has the pay-per-views on there, and it really so Netflix is hoping that they can get a better show on Monday night, and they didn't. You know, it's like, you know, it's I don't know.
But you're tuning in for the same, like, I feel like a broken record because we talk about it every week, but you're tuning into Raw for the same thing. It's like going back to the buffet and it being the same old dry ass piece of chicken.
Yes.
Over and over again. It's like, oh, you know, we got this new gravy for the same dry ass piece of chicken.
And that's the thing, because they try to get you with the same matches the next night over from a pay-per-view.
And what is their cure for it? Hey, let's give you more Samoans. Here comes not Jacob, but here comes Big Jey Uso. Here comes, or Big Jimmy Uso, Jey Uso. Tag team match. You get repeat from WrestlePalooza. Here you go. Oh, wait, here comes Roman Reigns to make the save once again. Yeah, you know, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
You know,
Roman Reigns has more returns this year than ever before.
Yeah.
I think Roman Reigns has returned more than most people have changed their underwear.
Yeah, it's true. And go figure, SmackDown this week, they're going to have Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes versus The Vision.
Yeah, they're laying that groundwork for Cody Rhodes versus Randy.
Yep.
Later on down the line.
Yep.
Andrade gets released from WWE, shows up 2 weeks later in AEW. Has not a non-complete clause. WWE's just like, peace, dude. So he's going back to a place that didn't know how to utilize him.
Well,
he left a place that didn't know how to utilize him in WWE. Went to a place in AEW that didn't know how to utilize him. Left AEW to go back to a place that didn't know how to utilize him. Now he's back in another place that doesn't know how to utilize him.
This is the problem. Andrade is not a bad wrestler. He is a good wrestler. It's just the fact that you see, it goes back to creative.
Why not send him to Mexico? Put him in AAA.
Exactly. He could have went there. Yep. He could have won some belts there. You get partnerships with that. And now there's another rumor that TNA definitely is being sold. So,
well, have you seen the card for next Tuesday?
It's stupid. It's stupid. I watched that whole. Why isn't Matt Cardona on one of the teams? Why is
he's not a former WWE wrestler? That's why.
Well, but still,
yeah.
You have.
No, that's the brass and tacks of it. That all these people.
You have Kalani Jordan, who's an NXT wrestler representing TNA. You have Trick Williams, who's the TNA World Champion representing NXT.
Mm-hmm.
You have, why Joe Hendry's all but confirmed to be WWE now.
Mm-hmm.
You got Moose on Team TNA, but you don't have Obafemi on Team NXT.
That's another thing. I think Obafemi's showing up, and he's going to show up in SmackDown.
Team NXT is like way undersized compared to Team TNA.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, and
you got Javon Evans on Team
Jordan
NXT.
Grace and Joe Hendry are going to be big main factors in that battle. Guarantee.
Jordan Grace isn't even on a team.
I know. I'm saying, but they're going to wind up being factors on who wins. So. Hey, look, later. Is this the latest? Is this a ploy to tell you what it's going to look like when Shane McMahon comes out and bought TNA? Is he going to come out and say he now runs TNA? It's not a real buyout unless you have a McMahon buying the freaking TNA.
We're gonna die. We're gonna do that storyline all over again.
Oh, we're gonna do that. Who knows?
Shane was supposed to buy WCW, and then Vince bought it from underneath him. And no, let's not do that.
Yeah.
To me,
that was dumb.
does it kind of give you this air of feeling that maybe WWE doesn't see Andrade as a commodity? They don't see Andrade as a marketable superstar, that they don't even care enough to give him
you know what?
a
I actually
non-compete.
think that it has something to do with Charlotte Flair too.
They just fire him outright because he failed a couple of wellness policies.
Also, I think it's Charlotte Flair. I think Charlotte Flair has a say.
I would hope not.
They had a bad breakup. They had a breakup, and for heaven's sake, Charlotte Flair is a they don't want to offend her. So who has to go?
He'd already been back for months.
I know, that's what I'm trying to say.
He even came in.
Who I don't know, man. All I know
is if it was that big a deal, they could have just moved her to Raw. She's the women's tag team champion. Technically, she can go wherever she wants.
Yeah. That's like, I don't know. There was so many other options for him to go. He did not want to go to AAA. I think he did not want to go to AAA. That's why
they're gonna move him to Raw. They gotta send him back to NXT.
You had a storyline with him being part of Judgment Day and Raw. He went to freaking SmackDown. He had part of that. And come on, man.
You could have made him like the 9th El Grande Americano.
You could have.
Yeah, I don't think WWE wanted him there. I don't think WWE sees him as a commodity. I don't think WWE knew how to book him. I don't think AEW knows how to book him. I think this run in AEW is going to be what I call the Andrade run. You come back for 3 months and they'll use you. Then all of a sudden you'll disappear and you'll never be seen again. And then you'll be future endeavored. The Andrade run.
You know what? He should go on the independent circuit. Go on the independent circuit and build up your commodity there, and then go out and do what you got to do, like everybody else is doing.
Yeah.
You got Matt Cardona coming back and showing up 2 weeks in a row in AEW, and rumor has it he's working for TNA without a contract right now. I think he's doing it because he's trying to get back on WWE TV to potentially broker a deal to come back to the WWE.
We'll see.
Chelsea Green is saying that she wants him to come back to the WWE, and hopefully he will do so around Royal Rumble. I don't know. I don't think WWE really sees him as a commodity. I don't think they feel that he's a star. He's a draw. They're not worried about him potentially because they released him with the non-compete and let him go back to AEW when they're actively trying to crush AEW.
You know what's funny? The whole thing is kind of crazy is that when they put him together with Rey Fenix, he was doing good. They were good as a tag team.
Apparently he was unhappy with that. He wanted to be an independent wrestler, a solo wrestler. They should have put him back with Zelina Vega because God knows she's not doing anything.
I don't know what would happen to her.
Yeah, I don't know where she is either. Yeah.
They took that U.S. title off her, snatched that off her, and she's never been seen again.
Nope. Well, apparently she was on a house show or something, and she had wasn't there just something recently that she was just doing, and she won. She was fighting somebody.
That's great because Jesus Christ, it's not like they don't need her on SmackDown or anything. It's not like the women's wrestling on SmackDown is so groundbreaking that.
But it's ridiculous that you have all these potential candidates and they don't use anybody. And then they sit on the friggin' mid-card titles, the mid-card. And
hold on. Breaking news. Rumor has it that WWE referee is still waiting for Nia Jax to kick out as she's being pinned by Tiffany Stratton.
Oh, boy.
What are we doing here? The other big piece of news today is WWE. Are we finally getting to see the Saudis attempting to purchase WWE? We got the announcement of the Saudis throwing a bunch of money behind Dana White and Nick Khan's new boxing league, which got a TV deal on Paramount Plus. And could they be potentially looking to buy WWE now, which we talked about? We said WrestleMania 43 going to Saudi Arabia was pretty much I wouldn't be surprised if the Saudis were in there. Saudis just bought EA. If you're a video game fan, Madden fan, they just bought EA.
They bought EA Sports.
They bought EA Sports. Yeah, they bought EA, the video game company.
Wow.
So, and they put a shit ton of money into that. And now there's been speculation floating around that they're trying to buy WWE. But if you ask Fightful Select and Sean Ross Sapp, that's not the case, as he's saying that TKO is just interested about getting out of debt and getting rid of that debt. So they're getting in bed with the Saudis to get as much money as they can to potentially get out of that debt. There's a rumor flying around that WrestleMania 43, they could command. WWE is trying to get as many legends to come back as they can to make it the biggest show that they can, to command as much money as they can to hopefully wipe away a massive chunk of that debt in one show. But that's what Sean Ross Sapp says. He's get it from persons of interest within the company that TKO is focused on reducing its debt through the deal with Saudi Arabia, but a full sale to the country won't make much sense because they run the risk of losing and alienating a good chunk of their talent by working predominantly with the
female wrestler. Yeah.
Right now, like I keep telling you, corporations don't care. They lose talent, they'll try to get more talent because it's all about the money. They don't care about you, me, any workers, anything. Corporations are pure evil, and they worry more about the mighty dollar than the actual person. So, them losing a good chunk of talent, they'll just get other people in there. It's that said and done when it comes to a corporation. They don't care. It's sad. It's sad, but in a world which craziness is happening by the minute, anything is possible. Like I said, when you
by the minute, pal.
What happened?
Said by the minute, pal.
Exactly.
I had money to buy.
Exactly. I wish I had money too. If I had money, believe me, I would have the women wrestling in my apartment. My thing is that it's not on how other people feel or people walking away. It's the money they can make, and that's the only thing that matters. And there's enough talent for them to get by if they were to purchase it, and big talent walk away. Big talent walk away, AEW is going to have a door wide open for that big talent. So, there's other opportunities for that talent to go. So.
Well, I don't know. I guess hope that they get out of the debt soon. Maybe they'll drop the prices, but you know how it goes. Once the prices are up, prices usually end up staying up.
Yep.
But look, with anything, nobody can afford $11,000 front row seat.
See John Cena go. Look, not even $11,000. It's
anybody.
Seats. It's about $5,000. Regular. Who has $5,000? You got 5 kids.
That's not even the question we should be asking. The question you should be asking is, do you think WWE is going to pull off John Cena's retirement match? There's no way they fuck this up, right?
Goldberg?
No way.
You can't do that to John Cena. That's a whole different ball of wax. Yeah,
I know.
You can't fuck this up, right?
Remember John Cena?
There's no way WWE fucks this up, right?
Yeah.
That one. They have messed things up before. I don't know. Look, wait till the time comes. The ticket prices will drop when they're not selling.
I hope.
They're going to want, they need, is that what they want? Is that they need a packed house for John Cena's farewell. So
I think they're going to get it.
No, they'll get it.
People are going to go there and pay those prices just to say they went to John Cena's final match.
Maybe. We talked about it last week, and it really was the talk. Most of the wrestling podcasting and outside of how WWE has priced out the family event. A lot of people have been talking about that. Now we talked about it before the big boom. I'm gonna say the big boom because when we talked about it, it hadn't really been talking about it except for like a day or so. Now everyone was talking about it this week, and
that's because we talked about it. That's because we talked about it. And we're the greatest wrestling podcast on the face of the internet, so everybody's got to talk about things after we talk about it.
The fastest growing podcast, wrestling.
I
podcast
talk about
on YouTube.
Future booking the rest of John Cena's year, and boom, all of a sudden everybody's got the same idea I do with little changes.
Yep.
You know.
So, yeah. Everyone, the one thing I will say about John Cena's match is the one rumor. I'll talk about one rumor that I heard, which didn't have a name put to it, just an idea. That rumor of John Cena wanting to have a match with someone who's not on the roster.
Edge?
That would be my thought.
I just don't logistically see how that happens.
I'll tell you what.
You give him a one night contract.
That's the thing, though. Is like that's why I ask. There's no way you fuck up John Cena's retirement, right? Because we don't have time to build stories between now and his final match.
Nope.
He's got Perth. He's got 2 Raw appearances.
Yep.
SummerSlam, or not SummerSlam, but Survivor Series.
Survivor Series.
And then his final match.
You know, it's funny. Obafemi came out and said that he smashed John Cena in his match. You might get Obafemi coming up. You know, I don't know. Listen, my thing is that Edge is the most logical person, but you would have to make a deal with AEW and play in nice terms, and you could rent, you know, give them a wrestler that they want to use in one of their things and have them fight one night on, like do something. Like, look, WCW, okay, aside, as much as the Monday Night Wars were crazy, this and that, there was always rumors of crossovers before, you know, Vince, I know Vince didn't like it, but look, let me tell you something. It's like leadership, the government. Everybody sleeps with one another, and they hate each other, both each side. But at the end, they sleep with each other and sleep in the same bed together. Like lawyers will battle to battle each other for somebody, and then at the end of the day, let's go for a drink and talk about our day. So the same thing with companies too.
Sure. Do
you know AEW's viewership will probably go up if they loaned out freaking goddamn Edge to WWE for that one night to fight John Cena, and the WWE's stock will probably go up if they loan a player, a person.
I don't think they have to loan Edge. I think Edge's contract is up. I think because he was on Chris Van Vliet a year and a half ago, almost now, and he tells Chris Van Vliet that he's got about a year and a half left on his deal with AEW. Now, that was before his injuries, and he broke his ankle, so I don't know if Tony Khan's added injury time to that, but that would put him out of contract around Cena's last match.
Well, how about...
But unless they're going to do like a mystery opponent thing where Cena's just in the ring and he does like his open challenge.
Chris Jericho?
Unless he wins the IC title and he decides to do an IC open challenge and just Edge or Jericho comes out, there's really no time to build a story.
I know you can't. So you're going to have a surprise. It's going to have to be a surprise. Look, what you were saying before, what we were saying, Gunther, man. Gunther is the most logical person to come out in his final match to fight. He ended Goldberg's career. He retired Goldberg. He retires that. You know, they're trying to push Gunther to be this almighty. You know, that's basically the most logical. But on the other hand, the surprise is if you really want to make a pop and really have things, you have Edge show up. That will blow the stadium, the roof of the stadium. At the final, he comes out, and you hear on this day, you know, and it's like the crowd will go crazy.
Well, yeah, because he's single-handedly John Cena's greatest rival.
I know, and that's what I'm trying to say. That would draw that Saturday Night Main Event to high ratings, and put WWE on that pedestal for that particular thing. But like I said, we don't know if that's possible, if that happens. You know, like look, Chris Jericho. I was just saying, Chris Jericho. You know, his contract comes to an end by December. By that time, it should be over. You know, because the last time we talked about it, his contract ends in December. You know, maybe you have him come out.
I think my worry about that is like, how much does WWE want to be in bed with these guys? They let him go for a reason. They let Edge walk and go to AEW for a reason. They let Chris Jericho walk years ago and go to AEW. How much does WWE want to be in bed with these guys? So
but they
for them to come back for a John Cena farewell match, are they going to be able to sign him for just a one-match deal, one-night thing? Or is it going to be a multi-year contract? And how badly do they want to have these guys on their books for a multi-year contract?
Look at the Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar, he came back. He signed a multi-year deal, probably until he's 50. He had 2 more. He's going to wrestle when he wrestles. You know, his next figured appearance is probably going to be Survivor Series. That's the next appearance of him. And then Royal Rumble, you know, and then we'll see what happens if the storyline goes the way you said that Paul Heyman told him, I'll give you a title match if you help us out. And then causes the whole rift that he winds up fighting everybody, and then you have Braun Breaker fight. So you have all that. But does Chris Jericho still have that fan following? If he brings back the gimmick that people did like the most, I think you would definitely. He does have a fan base that would definitely cheer for him. You know, a couple years, like 2-year contracts on these guys, a year contract just to have you sell some merchandise. You have a pop. Or John Cena's fighting. Edge is going to be fighting this guy, or Chris Jericho going to be fighting this guy, and you draw some attention. Because at this point, they're not looking to build stars. You have a certain amount of people that they have on the pedestal that they're pushing. You got a whole locker room full of people that never even get their chances. Come on, Carmelo Hayes. You know, he was great in NXT, this and that. He's reduced to be freaking the Miz's lackey.
Hey, he had a banger of a match against Sami Zayn Zayn's U.S. Open Challenge.
He did. And I think, remember I told you how cool it would be if he came out for John Cena's final match, because they're both from Boston. It's in freaking Boston, right? The final match is in Boston?
I don't think so.
No, the final SmackDown is in Boston.
His final SmackDown was in Boston.
So it's in Boston. So you have Open Challenge, Boston. Carmelo Hayes comes out.
Washington, right?
What?
Yeah. Saturday Night Main Event in Washington.
Washington, right? Washington.
Here's the other thing. We've talked about WWE doing if they can throw together PLE like WrestlePalooza in a few weeks, why isn't John Cena going out with his own PLE? Why isn't he going out headlining the My Time Is Now or the Last Time Is Now PLE? Why is it just a jobber ass Saturday night main event that's probably going to be poorly booked, headlined by John Cena?
No, and commercial up the yin yang because it's on friggin' Peacock.
Yeah.
Why can't it be
called? No,
NBC?
It's Peacock only. It's not on NBC.
Yeah, it's Peacock only. It's no,
So why can't you have
no time constraint?
You can't see me pay-per-view. Have something like that. You know? I don't know.
Yeah.
Look, we don't look. Hopefully, it's a banger of a match. His final match. and it's crazy because he is going out, he's retiring, and you can't. There's no backing out of retirement. Go figure. He'll back out, but I guarantee he'll show up for certain pay-per-views, and have a match here and there. Like he's retired full time from the ring. That's basically what the retirement is, full time from the ring. But not to mention that he can come back for like a special occasion.
Well, the other like thought that's brewing now amongst the IWC is that Brock Lesnar is going to be his final opponent, because I know they said that Brock Lesnar and him are done, but now you don't have Brock squash him like that if Cena can't get his revenge. And now the more I sit here and the more the weeks go by, I don't necessarily want to see John Cena in the Elimination Chamber match. I want him to have his own one-on-one match at Survivor Series to get more of that, that feeling. I don't know. Like, I guess we're going to see. I think this AJ Styles match at Clash, at Crown Jewel is going to say a lot, because you're going to have AJ Styles hit the high notes or the highlights of their feud, which he's already kind of started by saying that he's going to beat up John Cena. And that's one of his favorite things to do, is beat up John Cena. You're going to have AJ come out every week and kind of hit those highlights until they actually have their match, because Cena's not going to be there to have any sort of feud.
Well, listen, his next fight after that was going to be Dominic Mysterio, because they said they're trying to work on a Dominic Mysterio match for, one of the matches.
I still think you just put him in the AJ match. You make it a triple threat for the Intercontinental Championship. You have the champion versus two people who have never held that title, two people that need that title to be Grand Slam champions, and you call it there. And then you do 2 weeks on Raw. You hit the high notes 2 weeks on Raw of John Cena Open Challenge to just have him fight whoever on Raw, and then you end it with John Cena Gunther for the title at Saturday Night Main Event.
But do you want Gunther to get the freaking Intercontinental Championship?
No, I don't.
Walk around like that for 250,000 days.
For some reason, they have a hard on for Gunther, and they want to push Gunther to the moon. Like, Gunther is the 2020s Roman Reigns. Like, they're just gonna shove him down your throat.
He's coming out in the friggin' in Crown Jewel. He's coming out in Crown Jewel.
Probably.
He's gonna come out in Crown Jewel, and I'm gonna speculate. I'm gonna throw it out on a whim here. Dragunov is coming back, and he's gonna attack AJ Styles.
And I have to give it to you, Dom. I think you're right. You said it last week that Randy's gonna be the fifth man for the Survivor Series team, and I was like, I don't see a road to that. Well, they kind of started the road to that on SmackDown by making him and Cody Rhodes tag together.
And again, he looked at the championship. So for the last few years, he's been looking at the damn championship. Turn him heel already. Do something. Why is Randy Orton get the dirty end of the stick? He's freaking goddamn fighting Jelly Roll. He's freaking hanging out with freaking Logan Paul. He's doing this. He's doing that. What the hell, man?
I think something will happen in the Survivor Series match where he's going to cost that team the win, where something might happen between him and Cody, and he delivers an RKO to Cody and leaves him laying, and the Vision pick up the win.
And I also think that Brock Lesnar is going to freaking F5 everybody.
I don't know. I could see it too happening at Crown Jewel when in their match where maybe the Braun's getting involved and Randy comes out to make the save and miscalculates and costs Cody the loss to Seth. Because I think we all pretty much know Seth's gonna win at Crown Jewel.
Unless they have a Gunther angle with Cody and friggin' because remember Gunther lost to Cody.
Gunther lost. Well, yeah, but you would think right now Gunther would be going after Seth or going after Punk.
Yeah, no, you're right. But see, Punk is coming.
But I'm not gonna sit here and say no, because every time I'm like, nah, I don't see that happening. Then the next day on SmackDown, shit happens. So
hey, listen, look, wrestling, anything can happen. Possibilities with those.
Good old Nostradamus over here.
Listen, they should. and the brand split, because everybody's showing up in places where they're not supposed to show up anyway. So
they should. It's ridiculous.
And, you know, I don't mind the brand split. I don't mind it, but if you're a champion, you can go. How come Logan Paul now is a free agent? He can go anywhere.
Because they don't have any storylines for him on Raw or SmackDown, so they're just gonna kind of put him in where he fits in.
I think you should go out to NXT and friggin' start shit there, and build up some stuff there, momentum there. You know, win the championship. Like
I think he's beyond NXT. Like,
I know, but I think that NXT should be a initial part of the two brands.
You know what would be a banger match for him? Logan Paul, Javon Evans.
Yes.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yes.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah. You know
I think Javon Evans would be the type of talent to where we can really see what Logan Paul can do.
Exactly. And I'm going to tell you this. You know, and I respect Logan Paul a lot for what he's done, what he's been doing. He's actually better than some of the freaking wrestlers that have been wrestling for a long time. And I was thinking about that. That would be a banger of a match. That's the type of match you have in a big pay-per-view. You know, look, he did great. You know, like, you know, eventually he's going to come up in the main roster, and eventually, like, you're going to see a lot of dudes coming up in the main roster pretty soon. You know, and I think after this NXT takeover, you're going to see coming up after going into the end, towards the end of the year. Some of these guys are definitely coming up. Ethan Page is coming up. Femi's coming. I think Femi's going to show up in SmackDown and open challenge for Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental Championship. I mean, for the U.S. Championship. You know, imagine him fighting Solo in the MFTs, being part of that. So I can see that happening. And then eventually, and Ricky Saints now is the champion down there. You know, he's going to probably be staying down there a little bit longer. You know, and now, like I said, you got that. Like I said, you have a lot of talent that's going to probably be coming up soon. You know, and somebody was saying, who was I talking to? Somebody was saying that the lopsided talent that SmackDown gets when the draft happens, that's the reason why the draft shouldn't happen anymore. But the reason why Raw is on Netflix. Netflix wants the best people on their brand because they're the ones that the viewership. So you have to have the best players on your team.
Raw has always been the flagship show.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, yes, they're on USA or had been on USA, and SmackDown always has been on Fox for the longest of times. But Raw has always been the flagship. It's always going to be the flagship. As long as they're running it the way they're running it. NXT for a while there, we said NXT was a close second to Raw. Because SmackDown was so horrible.
When Stephanie Vakir and Julia were there,
something happened, and NXT went kaput.
Yeah,
they got rid of all their stars. They got rid of
Stephanie
Vakir and Julia and the stars.
It was going down before that. It was going down before that.
Not really.
Not really.
When it was firing on all cylinders, we were talking about Stephanie Vakir. We were talking about Julia. Talking about.
I mean, that didn't help them.
Grace.
That didn't help them.
They lost their big stars.
Speaking of Stephanie Vakir, you see that damn tattoo she got in the back of her neck?
I think it's dope.
I think it's awesome.
They started this invasion angle with TNA. They started prioritizing their superstars over TNA superstars to a point where you even have WWE talent. All of NXT talent holds just about every damn belt in TNA except for the X Division title. They're Knockouts champions of TNA wrestler. They're world champions of TNA wrestler.
Does that give you
NXT wrestler?
Does that give you an idea that the WWE might purchase TNA?
No, I think they're trying to make TNA more lucrative in a buyout by having their superstars appear in TNA and be TNA champions. It just tells me that potentially TNA has no faith in the stars that they created.
Yeah.
I mean, they created Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry's jumping ship. Like,
well, Joe Hendry was a Raw superstar at one time. He was the lawyer to Rusev and friggin' Lana. So
WWE doesn't seem to be that interested in bringing in Moose.
Moose would be pretty good, but I think Moose would be, he may not be. Have him friggin' look. You could have him, Obafemi, and Trick Williams, the new Shield.
Yeah, but they're already doing that with Dark State. You don't.
Yeah, I know, but the whole fact is Dark State. But you have them come up to the main roster. Dark State come up later, be a rival to the new. Like, you got to build up some stars, man.
Like you're probably gonna have the Hardys win the tag team championships off of Dark State, and you're gonna have the Hardys being the NXT tag team champions on a TNA deal. Like, it's a sweet deal that WWE has worked out. We get big names like the Hardys to come back, and we don't have to sign them to a long-term contract. Their contract is on TNA. And we can take the belts off of them anytime we want.
Yeah.
I don't know. It feels like a broken record. Like, we're talking about the same things each and every week, but there really isn't a lot going on. That's big news. I mean, you see Slow Style hanging out in the back, so it feels like they're going to potentially try to work Slow Style back in.
I like how he was walking, creeping in the background.
And you got Mustafa Ali, however you want to pronounce it, showing back up on NXT this week.
And he friggin' knocked out friggin' Ethan Page. Yeah, Ethan Page gets no love, man. Friggin' Ethan Page, man. That's a winning ball. I want all the championships on Ethan Page.
So, I mean, I don't really even want to see Nakamura in a WWE ring. I think Nakamura should call it a day.
No, if Nakamura becomes a Nakamura before WWE, I want that Nakamura. I want the Nakamura that was friggin'
the early.
Yeah. When he came
early stuff is better.
Yeah, his early stuff. Yes, I want that Nakamura. Give me that.
You want the King of Strong Style Nakamura, not the King of Slow Style.
Exactly. As Stick Boy would say, the King of Slow Style.
Yeah, Mr. Slow Style. Yeah.
There's got to be something though that just kind of a shot in the arm, a little dopamine hit for WWE's creative team to really get us back invigorated and juiced up again, because ever since Rock Cody at WrestleMania 40, it has been the same.
Because the storyline went downhill. Yeah, you screwed up the whole storyline that should have been something big. John Cena's retirement year, you should have been off the wall, freaking goddamn crazy. There should have been a whole bunch of things going on, but because they screwed up miserably with that angle and the Cody Rhodes angle and all that stuff, it really took the taste out of a lot of people's mouth.
Here's the other thing, hot take too. Tell me what you boys think of this. I think at this point, the Vision stable is hurting Seth Rollins, because they're cooking with the Seth Rollins Cody Rhodes stuff. Like, you got Cody being 4-0 against Seth being 0-4 against Cody, kind of how they're their yin and yang. They need each other. The whole Rolex thing. They've got good stuff going on with Cody and Seth, and then you throw the bronze in it, and it just kind of muddies the water a little bit. It takes your eye off of where the focus should be, the fuel, the drive that you're trying to get.
The way Seth came out, I have to win. And you had Braun right there just looking, and freaking you had Bronson Reed looking, and you had Breakker looking, and then you seen Heyman said something, and he goes, I have to win, and they walked away, and then they got beat up by Roman Reigns coming back. Where was Seth Rollins to help them? That's another thing too. I think this could be the beginning of the end with Seth. Seth could be tossed out of the team, left by Paul Heyman. Like when Cody Rhodes said, everything goes through you. So you had Paul Heyman introduce, Brock Lesnar, and he got stopped there for a second, everything goes through me. I don't even think so. I think what's going to happen is I think eventually Seth is going to get kicked to the curb.
Well, you're already getting kind of shades of that because who's Heyman coming out with? Bronson Reed, Braun Breaker. He doesn't really come out with just Seth Rollins ever.
And the thing is, you know,
but
look, Seth Rollins is good on his own. He don't need a wise man and all. He don't need all that stuff. Seth Rollins, he's the visionary. You know, he's the revolutionary. He is good who he is. He's good on the mic. He does his thing. He don't need that. But like I said, the whole angle with like Paul Heyman is getting bounced around like a slut on a hot Saturday night, man. He's getting with all these guys. He's getting pushed with. But you're a Paul Heyman guy. You know, look, like I said, Survivor Series is going to be crazy because you're going to have Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, CM Punk. You're going to have all those guys who are Paul Heyman guys, all in the same match together. So that is a big angle right there. So that's what I'm trying to say. If everything goes well, look, Brock Lesnar goes after the belt and Seth Rollins. That's why Braun Breaker is going to fight Brock Lesnar. Because what's going to happen is that Seth Rollins is going to have Braun. You got to fight him. You got to fight him for me.
Here's the other thing that boggles my mind too. AJ came back.
Yeah.
It came out she signed a multi-year deal. She hasn't been seen since WrestlePalooza. Neither has Punk. Why is Becky Lynch fighting and beating up on Maxine Dupree in the background when we all know her feud should be with AJ?
I know, but right now I think AJ took a couple of bruises, a couple of bumps.
Have you guys seen the video going around social media of Seth Rollins giving AJ the shocker in the middle of their match?
Yeah, I did see that.
She goes to do the Black Widow and he gives her the two in the pink, one in the stink.
Hey, good old Seth Rollins.
I don't understand why we're slow playing all this. Like,
because they went slow. They were long-term storytelling. Which
that ain't long-term.
Let me tell you something. My thing is, you know what? You want Braun Breaker and freaking and Bronson Reed make a statement. Go after the take. Look. Don't put the brands back together. Put them back together again. Don't have them separate. Have them go right after the freaking Wyatts. Take off the belt of the Wyatts. Do some crazy shit. Do crazy things. There's all these elements. 2 months. Freaking Finn Balor and freaking JD McDonough have not defended their titles. 2 months. Come on, man. What are we doing?
Raw has no tag team division.
That's what I'm going to say. So have tag teams from freaking SmackDown come to Raw and battle for the damn belts.
Raw's tag team division is so sad and sorry. We're doing the same storyline again where New Day is demanding tag team championship matches.
You know, if LA Knight should be a champion already. They got this guy fighting freaking the New Day.
He's the perennial mid card. He ain't ever won in the World Heavyweight Championship.
Beat Kobe Kingston. Now this week coming up, he's gonna freaking probably fight Xavier Woods, and then fight the freaking goddamn what's his face? He got killed off the top rope by Penta. What's his name?
Grayson Waller.
Grayson Waller. That was great. See, you really have to have faith in your partner that you're wrestling for him to do a move like that. Because one wrong move, your neck is broken. Plain and simple. You know, I don't know. It's just like I just don't understand. This is why the viewership is down, because they don't have good stories. Listen, the Bloodline storyline was the last best thing that they did in storytelling. And then you abruptly ended it. You could have continued it in a different angle, but you abruptly ended it with everything. And then you had to have the 2.0. This and that. Listen, it's just.
Wait, you know why they ended it? Because Solo Sikoa wasn't doing the job that they thought he was going to be doing.
I know.
So they said, well, maybe we got to end this now, and then the whole thing blew up in their face.
Well, it's so stupid, man. And why haven't the MSTs been on TV? Why?
What Solo Sikoa was in a promo on SmackDown, wasn't he?
Yeah, but the promos. Why aren't these guys wrestling?
And you notice Tala Tonga wasn't in that promo. Only Tama Tonga was, or Tongaloa. I can't tell those two apart.
Yeah.
But
Tongaloa.
Let's talk about. I want to get your guys' opinions on. I know we kind of joked about it, but what did you think of what has been the most talked about event in pro wrestling this week, across all of the IWC? That women's match in SmackDown on Friday.
Wow.
Jade
Cargill just getting absolutely busted open.
She's still pretty though. Still pretty. That was a nasty that was nasty. That whole eye was busted open like that. You know, the blood on the floor. When I saw the blood on the floor, I'm like, who's bleeding? Also, when they showed the eye, I was like, holy shit. I was like, damn.
Because of the way it when you see it, like, I understand now it's from when Nia threw her into the steps and she didn't get her hands up to protect herself. But like when you watch it real time, she goes and hits that Samoan drop and she's not even bleeding, and then she comes up and there's blood everywhere. So it's like, how? When I first initially watched, it's like, how the hell did she even bust herself open?
Yep. You know, sometimes you cut yourself, and you cut yourself sometimes, and it doesn't bleed right away. So all of a sudden the blood just starts gushing out later on. It takes some time. So that was with our eye. You know, it's sad, man. It's sad because.
But it's on the forehead. That's like even the smallest cut on your forehead just gushes blood.
Up here, you bleed a lot.
On the eyebrow.
Your head, you bleed a lot more up here than other places because it's just the skin is so thin in these areas that you bleed. When you get your head cracked open, there's a lot of blood because it's just that the density of the skin on the forehead and the face, it's crazy. But look, we've seen blunders and botch moves and things happen, but we've seen things go back into the rhythm it's supposed to. This match, it was like one blunder after another because of one botch messed up everything, and everybody was a problem. You know, from the three girls to the referee, that whole situation was a debacle. It was really poorly executed, and you normally don't see stuff like that poorly executed among professionals like this. You know, it just went AWOL this whole match, and it kind of sucks because they, you know, this match should have been a match on SmackDown. It should have been part of WrestlePalooza. You know,
no way. It deserved, after watching how bad that was, it deserved to be on SmackDown.
But I know, but it's just
it should have been on Speed. The show doesn't even exist anymore.
I know, but I'm just saying WrestlePalooza with the addition of the Stephanie Vakir match, the rest of the matches was so. The Cody and friggin' McIntyre.
Drew McIntyre.
Drew McIntyre's gonna be fighting the werewolf now, man. You know, and finally he came back. You know, we were talking about that, and then he shows back up on SmackDown. You know,
a feud with Drew McIntyre, which
I don't know,
doesn't make sense. But I guess
because they want to get McIntyre out of the other picture again with the.
Yeah, you get him out of the Cody picture so you can build towards Cody Randy.
Yep.
But
yeah, you know, look, but you got to blame, like I said, just about everybody's to blame for that whole debacle at SmackDown. It's sad because, like I said, usually a botch happens and then they fix it and they'll say, oh, we had a little botch, this and that, but this botch continued and the mistakes just continued, and there
was too many of them in this match. Yeah. Way too many of them.
There's that video.
One you can forgive. Three? He had really three or more that you just can't overlook.
There's a video going around of Triple H getting up from Gorilla after that match. So disgusting.
Yeah, he did. He was like shaking his head. Like,
I think back to like Tiger King, when Joe Exotic's like, I'm not sure how I'm ever going to financially recover from this. That's kind of like the feeling I got from Triple H when he stood up in Gorilla and he's like, man, I don't know how we're ever going to financially recover or professionally recover from this, or how do you book any of these women? going forward. Like your Tiffany Stratton is the WWE Women's Champion, and she didn't even look good in that match.
I tell you what, she's going to lose. She's going to lose to Stephanie Fakir now. Championship for champion. I think Stephanie Fakir is winning. I think she's going to lose.
But it doesn't take the belt off. She's going to lose regardless, but it doesn't take the belt off.
She's going to lose that match. But anyway, I think moving forward, there's going to be another new policy with the when it comes to do. And look, the men really botch up bad too, but I've never seen a botch this bad in a very long time.
And you're right. It goes from the top to the bottom. Yeah. It goes, for whoever produced the match to being Tiffany Stratton, who is the champion. So she should be the one calling the shots.
Yep.
To Nia Jax, who was out of place and didn't know what was going on. To Jade Cargill, who was out of place and didn't know what was going on. To the referee. The most blatant botch ever is when, she's got Jade Cargill, or not Jade Cargill, but Tiffany Stratton's got the pin on Nia Jax, and the ref is 1, 2, stops, turns around 2, and then you see Nia go, throw her arm up.
That was bad.
It's like, excuse me?
But when friggin' when Jade Cargill friggin' dropped her move on Nia Jax, she should have had her. That was another botch right there. I think the whole call was Tiffany Stratton was supposed to come in. She missed a cue.
Yeah, she was supposed to come in and break up a pin.
Yes, and she didn't. Yeah, and that happened, and it just threw off everything.
But it's like the wrestling's getting sloppy. Like first we have WrestlePalooza, Jey Uso cracking himself in the head with the chair. Then you go to this on SmackDown where you have just blatant botches.
Well, you know what? That's coming from the back then. If these botches are happening, the people in the back that are doing these things are the ones to blame then. Because wrestlers, look, botches do happen. Mishaps do happen. But it's been a consistent mishap. Mishapalooza. That's what's going on now. It's just blatantly crazy that you see a lot of these botches happen. Look, Jade Cargill is probably going to be out for a couple of weeks because she had to probably get staples in her eye.
Yeah, I heard that it was just glued together. Some people were saying she was going to need plastic surgery, but they're saying that it just super glued back together. That's not as deep as it looked. It looked nasty.
It did.
Especially the pictures you see after the bleeding stop. It looked nasty, but just a little bit of super glue goes a long way, I guess.
Those are battle wounds. Those are the wounds that you get hit with. But I know Jade Cargill, look, all kidding aside, she looks the part. She's a fantastic athlete. And you know what? I know she was never in NXT. She went to the Performance Center and she learned they wanted to get her up there. She was the female Goldberg in AEW. I think she would have gotten a lot better if she went to NXT. I think NXT does help a lot of wrestlers. Absolutely. Development on different things. And besides, now the house shows are cut. So basically, you can't learn as much as you on the road as you go on because the house shows are cut. Right, you go to the regular pay-per-view, the TV shows, and then the pay-per-views, and limit the house shows. So that practice is out there. So NXT would be the ideal place for a lot of these people to go to wrestle, to learn the better fundamentals on certain scenarios and certain things. It's not a downgrade for what you were doing. It's the upgrade to make you better. But, they want them on TV. You want them on TV, but then when they don't perform. Like, I feel bad for Jade Cargill because I don't think she's going to win any title anytime soon.
I think she will because WWE wants her to. She's got the look.
And she should win a mid-card. Start with the mid-card.
She should be, at least women's United States champion. Yeah. Take that belt off Julia already because Julia ain't defending it against anybody. Jesus Christ. Has Julia even defended the damn belt since she won it?
Well, she did. She fought Micha.
Once.
Okay.
Yeah,
and then this
week won the belt. She won the belt before Night of Champions.
Yeah, she won it off of Vega. Vega challenged her again. She beat her again. And then she fought
Micha. So she's defended it twice since Night of Champions.
Yeah. Twice.
Good God. I mean, as the weeks go by, I'm more inclined to agree with Dom that the age of like dudes holding championships for months or years at a time needs to come to an end. There needs to be some excitement. That's how you get viewership up, is you go back to never knowing when somebody could lose a title.
Exactly.
You know, you go back to just kind of give it that any given Sunday NFL mentality where you never know who's going to win. And at any point in time, anybody can challenge for a title and lose a title. You could have a random loss on a SmackDown. You could have a random loss at a house show. You could have a random loss on Raw. There just has to be some excitement in the title picture. We don't need guys holding titles. Now, you have to do it the correct way. So if you're building your baby face like Cody Rhodes, okay, I don't agree with Cody Rhodes losing the belt on his first title defense after chasing John Cena. But you could go and you could have him. I don't think he should hold the belt until WrestleMania either. Like, he should lose it and get it back, or lose it at some point before then. Like, these guys we should never have another Roman Reigns holding the titles for 3 years
all the time, right? The mid card should be challenged all the time. You know, how exciting would it be? You have the mid card, right? You have like the Intercontinental Championship, right? You go there, fight the Intercontinental Championship. The guy goes in the champion, he loses. They're like, oh shit, I didn't see that coming. And then you get that dude, he's gonna fight somebody. Then also he randomly loses. And most of the times there is a back and forth. There's different champions, like, as it goes on, and you're like, well, this is crazy. He just won the championship. So you have a different scenario where you don't know who's gonna win it. That every week it's defended, and every week you possibly lose. You lose it. It's like, what the hell is going on? This is crazy. I've never seen anything like this.
Well, I mean, we're kind of getting that, and it's coming to us through the way of Sami Zayn's open challenge for the United States Championship.
I know, but he's still winning. Have somebody win the belt off him.
But I mean, that's fine. At least he's defending it every week on SmackDown. Yeah. If he's winning, okay, that's great. But at least he's defending it. He's giving younger talent, new talent times to shine, and he is, you know, showcasing people. Look at how he showcased Javon Evans on Friday. Look at how he showcased Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes wasn't doing anything. He had a banger of a match with Carmelo Hayes. He had a banger of a match with John Cena. He had a banger of a match with Javon Evans, which I don't see Javon Evans ever winning a World Heavyweight Championship. Like, you can bring him up. He can hold mid-card titles, all that. I think he'll be on the main roster, but he showcased and showed out Javon Evans.
Yep.
To the point where it made me want to see Javon Evans versus Logan Paul, because I think those two would have a banger of a match.
Yeah.
But all right, Sticks, do you have slides to recap NXT No Mercy? I'm gonna take your silence as a no.
recap No Mercy.
Yeah. Remember
Didn't we do that last week?
No, we did our predictions for it, so we don't know who's the champion.
Well, hell. Okay.
Fucking Sticks drop the ball. Sticks drop the ball.
I got it.
Fucking Sticks drop the ball.
Yeah.
Don't know any of our predictions. Don't know who the champion is. No wonder our viewerships are dwindling, Sticks. God damn you and your Sticks internet. Sticks just left. I apologize that I just belittled Sticks so bad that he left.
Oh no, he left.
I apologize, Sticks, if you're watching this. I wasn't trying to make you leave. I wasn't trying to bully you off the internet.
Damn, Matt. Come on, man.
I know, dude. What an asshole. I'm such an asshole. I bullied Sticks off the internet.
You know,
and our viewerships just dropped because I'm a bully.
Our one viewer just left.
Yep. Which is probably Sticks watching from his phone.
Exactly. Trying to build up the viewership of the thing. Damn, man. We're sorry, Sticks. Damn, Matt. Come on, man.
Yeah, I bet you he left to go try to put slides together real quick, and then he's gonna pop back in. All right, I'm here.
Listen, talk about something. Talk about the New York City Comic Con. Go to the New York City Comic Con website, and the wrestlers that are gonna be there. in a week.
Who are you going to try and talk to at New York City Comic Con?
Well, definitely Karrion Kross. I'm going to try to see who if he has time in his busy schedule. And they just introduced Nick Namath's going to be there. He's going to be on Thursday, I think.
I know what I want to talk about. Show of hands. Who knew Ashba Elegance was Dana Brooke?
And I told you, Ash, I kind of like knew, but I didn't know. I forgot because, like I said, I don't watch TNA as much as I should, and that's bad on me because I got a wrestling podcast. You're watching just about everything. But, I actually forgot,
She has changed. Her appearance has changed so much over the years.
Yeah. Her fiance died.
Yeah.
He died. He was a bodybuilder. He figured wound up dying, either choking on his food or had a heart attack when he was eating or something. And then she's got a medical some medical problems. That's why she retired.
I don't know. I don't want to say that like it's a lot of plastic surgery, but it feels like a lot of bad plastic surgery.
Yeah.
Because her face just changed so much from her time in WWE
to now,
to her time in TNA. Like to the point where like I didn't even recognize that she was Dana Brooke.
Yeah, she did a lot of plastic surgery. She had. It's kind of it's crazy that you think about it, and then she's young too. She retired, But like
Sticks, come back.
Sticks, we're sorry.
We're sorry, Sticks. I know you're watching.
Matt said he'll buy you a comic book.
I did not say that.
A Doctor Who.
A Doctor Who comic book. I got the 50 cents that a Doctor Who comic book would cost me.
50 cents? Damn, it's outrageous. Now you're taking 10 cents. Now you're talking.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know how I'm feeling about this whole TNA NXT invasion thing.
Look, you know what? I think it's just a showcase to see what's what. The dominant brand. This is actually their Survivor Series, if you really think about it, because they're not going to be part of the regular. They should have had NXT and TNA part of the Survivor Series in the main roster, this and that, with the SmackDown and Raw. That would be so cool. You had all these different wrestlers coming in, attacking. You have multiple people freaking fighting each other. Crazy ass things. Yeah, I think that's better. War Games. I think War Games have played out, man. I'd rather see brand supremacy again, like it was.
Sticks, you're back.
Sorry, Sticks.
I had to go out. I can't upload when I'm in StreamYard, so I have to leave StreamYard to
You took all of our one viewer with you because I was bullying you on the internet.
Sorry, he's gonna buy you a Doctor Who comic.
I'm sorry I bullied you off the internet, Sticks.
Right, it should load up here in a second. I did not. I will preface this. I did not go through and do the numbers for the results.
Oh,
but I do have slides for the results.
We know, Sticks.
I do have slides. Yeah.
Did you at least have our names?
You know what this is, Dom. This is Sticks' attempt to rig the championship so it stays on him.
Coming back.
So it stays on him.
The Steiner math again. The Steiner math.
Well, Sticks math. He's trying to rig it so the championship stays on him.
Because
if he conveniently doesn't have the results of who won.
Do you have the names of the people who's picked these picks?
No, he doesn't. He doesn't have.
No,
anything.
I don't. I
So
totally forgot to do the.
Well, I can tell you this week. I picked Ricky Saints. I can tell you that I picked Ricky Saints. So there you go.
I think everybody picked Ricky Saints.
No,
yeah, I think everybody picked Ricky Saints.
How do you not pick a Femi? What's that written on his stomach? Is that really something written on the side of his stomach?
Yeah.
I thought it was like the trademark on the thing.
Yeah, this picture looks like Obafemi's wearing a bald cap. Like there's that line across his forehead that looks like the top of his head isn't.
Right. You're right there.
All right.
Hit that like button if you're in the chat and you think Styx is just trying to rig the championship so that he can hold on to it. So, we conveniently don't know who won.
Exactly.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll post that onto my socials. I'll get that done tonight. I'd forgotten about. I've been busy this week.
I smell a botch of Tiffany Stratton, Jay Cargill, and Nia Jax proportions.
Well, I picked Jordan Grace.
My eye.
I picked Jordan Grace.
Wait. I got a kick out.
This is not a good picture of Jordan Grace either, man. Come on, man.
This picture, when I found this, when they had this picture up, I'm like, why is she dressed like Booster Gold?
Oh, hey, Booster Gold. Did you see? They got a 1 in 25 of Booster Gold on the cover coming out.
I got 2 of them. I bought 2 of them. So here's Booster Gold. There's Jordan Grace.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. But did she dress like He-Man? Remember she dressed like He-Man before, and I was saying she looked like He-Man? He-Man.
Yeah, you did say that. You did say that. Yeah. So Jordan Grace defeated Blake Monroe in a steel cage match where weapons were available to use, which got hardly used.
She got a haircut. They cut her hair.
Yeah, they did cut her hair. I didn't like it.
They cut her extensions. Everybody relax.
I know.
I know.
Matt, why you have to ruin it?
Well, they were all flying all over the place, too.
I wanted to see her come back with a short haircut.
At the end of that match, you could have used her braids to choke her out.
When she finished, Blake Monroe off the top of the cage to the table, you saw the pile of hair. It looked like Ricky Saints' the top of his head was just poking through the mat.
Yeah, right. Yeah, true.
Yeah,
true.
Who's that curly head guy down there? Oh, that's just. This match was okay. Again, I didn't feel like they used enough of the weapons available to them. I guess they did, but
they used.
I didn't expect them to be feasible. That. I didn't expect it to go all ECW either. So
they used the weapons that were feasible.
Yeah. Not bad. It could have been better.
Yeah. Time for Jordan Grace to get her a SmackDown call up and take that belt off Julia so we can actually see it defended instead of whatever Julia is doing.
Yeah, whatever Julia did. Up next was that NXT Speed title match, which they changed the opponent on the fly apparently because
why does Jada Parker get no love? She keeps losing.
Dude, I think look, hot take here. Hot take, and I'll probably get some criticism. I think Jada Parker sucks. I think she's getting worse. I think her character is getting worse, not better.
No, but she's getting no love, man. No love at all.
Like the crowd wasn't even like the crowd used to chant her name, Miss Parker, Miss Parker. When she came out, it didn't even seem like the crowd.
They didn't know what to do when she came out because she wasn't even expecting.
I think the crowd was surprised that she came out.
She had no heat. Yeah. She had no pop. Nothing.
We find out in a pre-show thing that she's like no, it wasn't a pre-show. It was.
I think the most interesting thing about Jada Parker right now is she or is she not having an affair with Jey Uso?
I know.
That's like the only thing
jealous.
anybody's interested in with her right now. I don't even.
So, you know what? I don't know. Look, but that was a surprise that she came out. But damn, have her win something.
Yeah, she could have won this.
She can't even win the Speed Championship. What the hell?
Sol Ruka is really growing on me, though. I think she's really starting to come into her own.
I think Sol Ruka's going to be coming up soon. I think they're gonna. I think she's on her way. Coming up quick.
Yeah, the problem is though, you get a couple good weeks, and she's had a couple good months. Sol Ruka, to be honest, but they can't be pulling everybody. Well,
you know what?
All these kids from LFG coming over now.
They're gonna have to, because if they build up the card for NXT, for Netflix,
they're not using the people that they've got up there already. Down. These guys are gonna get lost in the shuffle.
You take all the good talent on SmackDown, bring it to Raw, and you bring up all this talent for SmackDown. That's what they're aiming for.
Dude, I'll be honest with you. Like, I was out on this TNA NXT match the minute that they announced, the minute JC Jane announced Jada Parker as being part of Team NXT. I was like, what? Are you kidding me? Why don't you have someone like Zarya? Why don't you have more powerhouses on your team? You're going to pick Jada Parker, who just is getting proverbially buried.
Yeah. That sucks.
She cuts a killer promo. She cut a great promo.
Yeah, she does. She does. But unfortunately, I don't know. I just, you know what? Maybe she's rubbing people the wrong way in the back. She's getting aggravated. They just friggin'
she's not rubbing them the right way.
But it feels, oh, damn, Sticks. It feels like she's getting worse. And
yeah, I don't know if she's getting worse. I just think
she had the crowd behind her at one point.
No, but I think that this was more unexpected that she came out with this. I think, I don't know, man. She should at least won the Speed Championship. Had something, man.
Yeah, she can't even do that.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Like, well,
you can't even win a title that has no point of even being in the now. What's the Speed title? It's
lost its show.
It's a 3-minute match.
Lost its show. No, it was a 5-minute match. The championship match was a 5-minute match.
But isn't that the whole thing behind the Speed Championship? Is it supposed to be defended in 3 minutes or less?
Yeah, and this time it was 5 minutes.
You can't even win the NXT's version of the Cruiserweight Championship.
I don't know. Damn, it's crazy.
Yeah. All right. North American champion Ethan Page.
Why does Ethan Page look like the devil? Why does he look like the devil here with the smile? He has that grin like the devil.
That's what he always looks like.
I know. I'm just saying. He looks like.
Yeah.
My boy Ethan Page, man.
Good Mephisto right there.
There you go.
Yeah.
These are potential MCU candidates for new characters in the MCU eventually down the road.
DCEU Joker right there, boy. I'll tell you what.
I'll go with this one. This match showed me that I was correct. Like, was it a week ago or 2 weeks ago when I said Tavian Heights couldn't wrestle his way out of a paper bag?
You said it last week.
I said it last week.
Yes.
I said it last week. This reiterated my statement. Really, it reiterated what I said. I didn't think this match was horrible. Ethan Page kind of pushed him through the match to get kind of a good match out of it.
Yeah.
You talk about Ethan Page getting called up, and I don't doubt he will, because he's the way he's working with these guys, especially
he's good, man.
Tavian. And Tavian,
he's got to be in the main roster.
Yeah, Tavian has paid his stuff. He's gotten to where he's got, but I don't think he's going.
I don't think we're seeing any NXT call-ups, because I think they know if they call up Obafemi, if they call up Javon Evans, if they call up Trick Williams, if they call up Ethan Page, NXT is going to be a dumpster fire, because a lot of these guys they're bringing in aren't good workers.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a reason Ricky Saints is NXT champion right now. Because the rest of that, I mean, they're pushing Stephanie Vacquero's boyfriend, Miles. What is it, Miles Bourne?
Miles Bourne, yeah.
All right, I'm gonna call him. I call him Timu Randy Orton.
Yeah, figure guy.
Randy Orton.
Yeah. They're pushing him. They're pushing him to be a big contender now. He's lucky man.
There's just nothing there outside of Ethan Page, Lexis King. Sean Spears isn't even really a player anymore.
No.
I don't know. I just don't think you can call him up because of that.
Yeah. We don't see a guy like the Don. What's his name?
Yeah, where's Tony D'Angelo been?
Tony D'Angelo. Yeah, where he
heard about him.
Roster too.
You heard about him coming up to be part of supposed to be part of Seth's group, and then all of a sudden he's gone.
Yeah.
Disappeared.
Yeah.
I actually think they're changing that whole the whole Seth thing now. I think that's going to be changed. I don't think they're going to. I think they're going to dismantle it quicker than they wanted to. I don't think it's.
Yeah, I don't think that's going the way that they thought it was going to go. Of course, nothing's going the way that
it's
probably should be.
How they're booking it. It's how they're booking it, so people are losing interest in it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, like we. I mean, you're getting the same thing every week. The Braun and a Raw every week. Oh, wait. Oh no, we're gonna have them at the end of SmackDown this week.
Yeah, it's gonna be it's a Braun and Braun versus an Uso or LA Knight, and then now going over to SmackDown to get in Cody Rhodes' business. Why the match is Cody Rhodes versus Seth? Why are the Brauns even in it? You know.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. All right, move on from this one. And Ricky Saints defeats Obafemi to win the NXT Championship.
Good call. It was time for a change. Obafemi did a great job as a champion. It was time for a change. I like the dynamic and kind of the more interesting matches you can have now with Ricky Saints as the champion. I think it was the right call to put that belt on Ricky Saints. And we called it. We said the minute Ricky Saints debuted that they were going to fast track him to the NXT title. He had a short stint as NXT North America champion, and then boom, he right into the title picture.
Yeah. Here, my one gripe for this is I really enjoyed the Obafemi Javon Evans match more than I did this one.
Oh wow! Hey, listen, some news just dropped.
Yep. Breaking news.
Frightful. It said that Ahmad Johnson was hit by a drunk driver dealing with broken ribs, but otherwise okay. He was hit by a drunk driver. His car got destroyed.
Yeah, I saw that earlier.
Ahmad Johnson.
Ahmad Johnson, yeah.
Well.
Ahmad Johnson.
Hope he recovers.
Yeah. Well, he got broken ribs. They said he's going to recover. He's all right.
Good.
He's drunk driver.
I agree with you as well, because I think Javon Evans is very athletic, but I think
he would have made a good person to have him take the belt off of Oba. I thought that match was.
I don't think it's believable. It's not believable, and I think
it's not,
WWE isn't pushing him into the title picture because it's not believable. His body size, it's not believable that someone like him would be an Obafemi. It's almost not believable with Ricky Saints either.
But isn't that whole
Rey Mysterio defeated Big Show?
Yeah.
Freaking goddamn what's his name? What's his name? Yes movement. What's his face?
Daniel Bryan.
Daniel Bryan, when he was a giant killer. You know,
well, that's what I was going to say. I mean, the WWE and WWF, for that matter, had made a lot of storylines being that David and Goliath.
Batista, Rey Mysterio, Batista.
You know, so I don't think it's too far fetched, but I agree that it's a mismatch, but that's kind of an MO for wrestling. Really, the little guy gets over on the big guy. You know.
Oh yeah.
You brought up Rey Mysterio, Big Show. There's nothing more smaller to bigger than that.
It's just not believable. I think that's the problem. It's not. That's the problem with WWE and pro wrestling in general lately. Is that you're not like Drew McIntyre said it online. Like some of his friends were like, this is what you do? Like, that's not believable. You would crush him. You would crush half this roster. That guy shouldn't even be in the same ring as you. But size-wise, it's not believable. To have someone who is very athletic like Javon Evans, but stick thin, beating Obafemi doesn't make sense. Okay, you kind of get it with Ricky Saints. He's got a little bit more build than Javon Evans, and you hit, Oba makes a misstep, Ricky capitalizes, cool. Like, you can have that. Same thing with Rey Mysterio. He's small. He's got a good build on him, but yeah, as far as like height wise goes, he's small.
Ricky Saints hit him with the move like 3 times. Look, my thing is that they want to make him a believable champ, and of course, they signed Ricky Saints to fast track. Like Ethan Page was supposed to fast track. They got him the North American Championship. He's got to win a championship. He hasn't won a championship. I think down the road, you're gonna. You know what? To come to think of it, I think that these guys are going to stay down a little bit longer. I think he's going to wind up having more of a feud with Ethan Page down the road too. And I think Ricky Saints probably will come up before Ethan Page, which kind of it's probably the way they're going to do it. So we'll see. Mm-hmm. He's going to defend his championship. I don't think he's going to be that long. I'm tired of the long championship run for people, man. It gets to a point where it's like, come on, man. Yeah.
And then we had the women's championship. JC Jane defeated Lola Vice.
I thought that she was just a placeholder. I thought Lola Vice would take it. I was wrong. Mm-hmm. And they got other plans. I think Lola Vice is coming up, man. I think she's coming up. I think.
Yeah. Well, she just got here. I mean, just give her a couple months.
Yeah. Yeah, but I didn't think that.
I don't think Lola Vice is coming up anytime soon. Yeah. I can't believe they're giving. God, she just does not. She looked good on NXT the other night, but she just does not photograph well.
No.
I can't believe they've kept the belt on
I like
JC Jane for as long as they have. It kind of tells me that they don't have a lot of faith in their women's roster because it's almost like they just put the belt on her because she's the most tenured person.
Yeah.
Yes.
I foresee Sol Ruka probably being the one to take the title off of her because she's had the Women's North American Championship for a while.
Yeah.
Or I don't even know if I see Jordan Grace going after that title again. I don't know.
Well, listen, either Jordan Grace will come up, or she would stay down a little bit longer to win the belt. At least give it a championship because she was close. She was close a couple of times. Give her a chance the next 7 rounds. So,
to go. I mean, she had a good thing with Mandy Rose. And what'd they call her? Her name's Priscilla Kelly now in the Indies, but what was her name?
Fatal Attraction. Was it a Fatal Influence? Not Fatal Influence. What was the Fatal?
It was Toxic Attraction.
Toxic Attraction. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm shocked that she's still holding that women's title.
That was it, right?
And then Javon Evans
defeats John.
That was a good match. Javon Evans' match was good.
Javon Evans has banger matches. He is very, very athletically gifted. That's why I'm saying, I think to really see him shine, someone of Logan Paul.
To see how good Logan Paul really is.
Yeah, to showcase. I'm willing to say Javon Evans versus Logan Paul could easily meet or exceed Cedric Alexander, Kota Ibushi, NXT.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's you as a wrestling fan. I'm sure you guys get it too. People say, well, what match would you show to a non-wrestling fan to get him into wrestling? And that's usually where one of my first thoughts is Cedric Alexander versus Kota Ibushi.
Oh, yeah.
NXT.
Great. That was fantastic. Let me tell you something. NXT had some banger matches, man. NXT,
Black and gold, man.
When you had freaking Finn Balor, when you had freaking Samoa Joe,
every match of Ciampa versus Johnny Gargano.
Yep.
Velveteen Dream.
Yeah, it was crazy, man. You had banger matches, man. After NXT was at its peak. You know, you had all that stuff. You know, when you had freaking you had Cole, you had what was it? What was the name of their group?
Oh my god, because they're the same group. They're basically the same group in
what the hell's this group?
In AEW.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, but when they had the group, that group was good. You know, they had a lot of great players, a lot of great matches. You know,
it was undisputed era.
The undisputed era. Okay, the undisputed era. Just couldn't remember
because they're Undisputed Kingdom or some shit like that in AEW.
But yeah, Devon Evans versus Logan Paul. I'll pay to see that match.
Sign me up.
Oh yeah.
I think we should get glimpses of it at Royal Rumble, and it should lead into a WrestleMania match.
We all lost.
We all lost. I told you we all lost because Styx wanted to make sure the belt stayed on him.
No, that was. I for some reason I thought we did this last week. I'm like, oh, we did this last week.
We did the picks last week.
God, Styx.
Yeah, we did the picks last week.
What are you smoking, Styx?
Yeah, I don't know.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's the Styx internet. He's proverbially in his time tunnel.
Rotting my brain is what it's doing.
So he just doesn't know where he's at anymore. All right, NXT Showdown. Do you feel like there's some political play at this?
Oh, you think?
A little bit, because it was originally called
They changed the name twice. They changed the name of it twice since Tuesday.
And people are now saying that Israel had something to do with it because the show takes place on the anniversary of the invasion from
it's just a stupid
Palestine or Hamas. It's crazy. Crazy.
Stupid coincidences. And yeah, they changed. I can't remember what the other one was that they changed it to. But
listen, man, stop shit. I hate these political freaking conspiracies. Everything's a conspiracy.
Yeah,
everything.
So
there's a conspiracy that Dom's not actually bald. He just likes to wear a bald cap.
Yes, it's the truth.
I've heard that Dom actually has a full head of flowing hair.
It's glorious.
That people just swoon after him when his hair's really down, so he keeps it in a bald cap just so he can walk through public without being stopped and harassed.
True. True that.
Fabio level hair.
Especially in New York City. All right. First matchup would be the NXT North American Championship match where we got Mustafa Ali came in on Tuesday and challenged Ethan Page to where he says, I was supposed to have this match, then I was cut, let go, and now I'm going to come in and I'm challenging you so I can win the title I should have won back when. So.
You know, I got to give it to Ethan Page. I don't think Mr. Holly's going to win it. You know, but then again, like I said, the way things are going, I wouldn't be surprised. Think about it. The North American Championship is is like the Intercontinental Championship to the championship in the regular Raw and SmackDown. Right now, the NXT Championship is on Trick Williams. TNA Championship is on Trick Williams, and he's an NXT guy. So I could see Mustafa Ali winning this belt and bringing it over to TNA because we have most of the champions here. You know, Ethan Page is my boy. I like him. I want him to come to the main roster as fast as possible. I'm going to give it to Mustafa Ali.
Yeah, I want to go. I would think it'd be Mustafa Ali as well, and have Ethan Page start feuding with Ricky Saints for the NXT Championship.
Yeah.
But I just don't think WWE has any interest in TNA people holding the end of their belts. So I'm going to say Ethan Page retains.
And I don't disagree that they don't have interest in it, but at some point they have to reciprocate to TNA because they've been doing that to TNA all time.
We have the championship belt. They can get the mid-card championship.
I think there's going to be a reciprocation coming up, but I don't think this is the match.
Well, I think this is going to be one of the matches because they got to do some more line work to get to whatever they're going to do at Survivor Series, whatever their one is that weekend. The War Games that weekend.
Yeah.
For them, is it War Games or Halloween Havoc?
Not Halloween Havoc. Halloween Havoc.
Halloween Havoc.
War Games is Survivor Series.
Okay. So I think to put them, I think they have to drop one. At least they have to throw TNA a bone and have them win one of our championships. And I think this is going to be the one because I think Ethan Page, going back after him to
their next big event. Their next big event is Halloween Havoc. They don't have another NXT event.
They don't have one in November?
They don't have one in November because November's Saturday Night Main Event in Salt Lake City, Utah.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have on November 1st, then you have Survivor Series on November 29th, and then you have Saturday Night Main Event, John Cena's last match on December 13th. Then you have the Royal Rumble on January 31st.
I thought they had one the weekend of Survivor Series but maybe I guess I'm wrong. But I think a little back and forth with it. But so I'll pick Mustafa Ali to take this match, just for the they got to throw TNA that bone for winning one of their championship belts. They're not going to give them the. I don't think they're going to give them the championship belt. So this one's a close good second. Or have them win the Speed Championship, right? All right, up next. Team NXT, JC Jane, Jada Parker, Sol Ruka, and Lola Vice versus Team TNA, Kalani Jordan, Jessie McKay, Casey Lee, and Mara Sadeh.
Why we have half of people from NXT on Team TNA, which makes no sense. It should be full-blown TNA guys, the girls, versus full-blown NXT girls.
Dude, everyone on that team is ex-WWE.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Like, it's crazy. And
yep. Yeah. When was Sadeh? Was Sadeh?
She was just recently released.
Okay.
I can't remember who she was. I can't remember what her name was in WWE. Was it the same? No, she was Jakara Jackson. She was just released. She was Jakara Jackson.
Okay. That's why I didn't
so totally interesting that she's released, comes back to Team TNA, and Team TNA consists of pretty much everyone ex-WWE. You have the Iconics.
Yep.
And then Jakara Jackson against, again, like, why Jada Parker? I get Lola Vice because they're high on Lola Vice. They're pushing her. I get Sol Ruka because they're high on Sol Ruka. And, of course, JC Jane, since she's the NXT Women's Championship. Like, I'm sorry, but the one person that doesn't make sense in this team is
Jada Parker.
Jada Parker. Why is Jada Parker? Why don't you have someone like, Zarya? Like, why isn't Jordan Grace in this team? Like, I get the whole angle of, well, we can't trust you because you used to be TNA and now you're NXT. Who cares? Like, Why? Jada Parker doesn't make sense. But I guess you got to start her push somewhere, right?
Exactly. But that whole thing's going to implode right there. That's going to implode. That whole Team NXT is going to implode. I don't know. Because they all have rivals against each other type of thing, if you really think about it.
Right.
So, you know what? I'm going to give TNA a chance to win.
That's good shit, pal.
Because guess what? Because there's no champion on the line, championship on the line. You got to give something. Right. If you don't give any championships to TNA, at least have the non-title matches. Give it to TNA.
I think TNA wins the women's match.
Yeah,
I think TNA is going to win that.
I have TNA as well for the same reason that Dom said that TNA they got too much against each other that it's gonna fold in upon themselves.
At some point, my girl Jada Parker is gonna probably do a twerk with friggin' Lola Vice, but I don't know. Yeah,
Dom will fall out of his chair.
I fall out of my chair. You ever see that Vince McMahon friggin' meme where he's sitting there looking at it? That's me when it comes to this.
That's what I was thinking. Dom. All right. Team NXT, Ricky Saints, Trick Williams, Javon Evans, and Miles Bourne versus Team TNA, Mike Santana, Frankie Kazarian, Moose, and Leon Slater.
I think Team TNA. Well, I want to say Team TNA wins this one too, but because you've got look at the size difference. Look at Moose. Look at Frankie Kazarian. Look at Mike Santana. Look at Leon Slater versus what you're getting from Team NXT. Trick Williams, Javon Evans, Miles Bourne, and Ricky Saints. You couldn't even get Ricky Saints with the NXT championship. You had to get him with the FTW championship. Way to do him a disservice, Sticks. Good night.
You know what? I say TNA wins due to the fact that Miles Bourne turns on the NXT because he's a good guy, and the way they're gonna push him, he's gonna become bad.
They're gonna turn him in just full Randy Orton. He's just gonna full on be Randy Orton.
Yeah, he's gonna be bad. And I was gonna say to Trick Williams was gonna turn because he has a TNA championship, but I think Miles is definitely gonna be the one to make Team NXT lose on purpose to Team TNA. So, Team TNA.
I just think it would be weird. Let's be honest. All right. There'd be some big bullshit. And I think a big uproar if this team of TNA, their top stars, Moose, Frankie Kazarian, and Mike Santana, lost to Ricky Saints and Trick Williams with Javon Evans and Miles Bourne. Part of me is all right, that one team, be it men or women, NXT is going to win, and the other one, TNA is going to win. And now, I can't remember. I think now I'm torn. Now I want to kind of go back and say, I think the TNA women or the NXT women are going to win that match, and the NXT men are going to lose this match. I just don't know, man. I don't know. I think Moose is too much. Mike Santana is too much.
Hey, listen.
Frankie Kazarian. Honestly, the TNA team should wrestle circles around the NXT team, except for, Ricky Saints.
Look, let me tell you something. The whole fact is, you think about it. There's something up his sleeve. There's a turn. There's going to be one of the that you didn't see coming. And I think it's this. And I think Miles. I think for some reason Miles is the other one that's going to do the chaotic thing because they're pushing Miles in a way. If you look at certain things that Miles is getting more, like his matches are becoming better. People will cheer if they're gonna wind up doing something with a twist. And I think he is the reason that I said TNA is gonna win, because he's gonna probably go to TNA's side or something like that, or do something. I don't know. Like I was always saying Trick Williams, but I Trick, no, it's too obvious for Trick.
I'm torn. I don't know who to pick. I'm gonna go with Team TNA. I'm gonna go with Team TNA.
Good choice, Matt. Good choice.
I'm kind of leaning into Team NXT. I don't disagree that something's gonna come up, but I think Saints and Trick might try at some point, might like cancel. I don't think they can work together. I don't think they're going to be able to work together. But I think Javon Evans and Miles are going to be able to win it for Team NXT. I think we saw that Javon could take on the big guys with his match against Oba, like we talked about earlier. I can see those two taking over that match. Probably getting over on Slater. So I'm going to take Team NXT. It's gonna be it's a rough pick. The team TNA, like you said, they got some big dudes out there. They got some. But I'm gonna go with that whole David Goliath kind of setup and pick.
Like, I think if Obafemi was on that team, I'd be picking them 100%. But the fact that Team TNA has Moose and Team NXT doesn't have that big guy. Because let's be honest, like, all right, you look at it, Trick Williams and Mike Santana, they match up pretty well. Ricky Saints and Frankie Kazarian, they match up pretty well. I guess Javon Evans and Leon Slater match up pretty well. But the mismatch is Moose and Miles Bourne.
Miles Bourne, yeah.
I keep wanting to call him Evan Bourne.
Jason Bourne?
No, I keep wanting to call him Evan Bourne and just be like, all right, dude, just do your shooting star press off the top rope, get RKO'd, and be never seen again. Because that's kind of what happened to Evan Bourne. I know he's in TNA or NXT, or not. I mean, AEW, but
AEW.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with Team TNA.
All right. And in the winner takes all match, TNA World Tag Team Championship and the NXT Tag Team Championship, Hardy Boys versus Dark States, Dion Lennox and Osiris Griffin.
This is a no-brainer. It's the Hardy Boys.
The Hardy Boys going to take. Why does his face look like that? Holy shit!
Oh, Matt.
Jeff.
Yeah. He's got that sunken cheek. I don't know. Read the picture.
It looks like he just stuck a atomic war, or like a Sour Patch Kid or a warhead in his mouth before he took this picture.
Taking drops of alien.
But see, the thing is that Dark State just won these championships.
Yeah, but this is a way WWE wants one last Hardy's run.
Yeah, I know.
NXT wants one last Hardy's run. This is a way to get that one last Hardy's run without having to sign them to a contract. They get that Hardy's run with the NXT championships. They win the last set of tag team championships I don't think they've ever held. They're getting ready to retire. I think that's it. Like, I think if they win those, they've held just about every tag team title in the business. So I think the Hardys win these belts.
Yeah,
you get that. You kind of get a couple months or a couple matches with the Hardys and NXT after they win these titles, and you call it a day. It allows them to appear on both shows and you know, defend the titles on both shows. So I'm going Hardys all day on this one.
It gives WWE that Hardy Boy pop that they kind of missed out on, and didn't take the last time when they could have had them winning the tag team championships when they first started this whole DNA versus NXT stuff. So I got the Hardy Boys winning.
All right, I'm gonna probably take the Hardy Boys too.
No, curve your own path.
Now you know what?
Yeah.
The thing about it, you're right. The fact is that even though that the Dog State just won the championships, like if we're saying that I'm always saying that if you lose a championship, you win it and make it more exciting. If you lose it right away, instead of holding on to these damn championships for a long time. The Hardy Boys, you're right. The pop that they get the one last time with the WWE, and they have that, and they can go anywhere, and they might even show up on SmackDown or Raw, with that. So yeah, the Hardy Boys.
That would be an interesting spot if we can get them back on WWE proper, right?
Yeah.
For one more match.
Yeah.
So. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's it for next. Now that's all Tuesday. That's all the Tuesday dish. That's not a PLE. That's live on CW.
Live on CW, pal. That's good shit, pal.
See it live.
All right. And next week, we'll be talking our predictions for Crown Jewel.
Yes.
Which I'm debating potentially doing a watch along for Crown Jewel because it's like 5 a.m. here because it's 8 a.m. East Coast.
Oh, yeah.
In Australia.
Well,
so
Crown Jewel is coming on when I will be in Baltimore. So
wake up super early. No, Crown Jewel's next Saturday.
It's Saturday.
You'll be at New York Comic Con.
New York Comic Con.
So 5 in the morning is early, boys. Early for that.
That is early.
But
oh my God, it's early.
Anything else professional wrestling wise you guys want to touch on this week? Want to talk about? I feel like
I said, why don't we like I said, let's do the New York Comic Con thing. If you can you pull it up? The people of the wrestlers are going to be New York Comic Con. Just to show. Yeah. You can.
Dom's going to be there, so if you're watching the show and you're going to New York Comic Con, be on the lookout for Domtober.
That's it, baby.
Go up there and get his autograph. I'm sure you'd love that.
Say my name.
Say my name. Say my name. Because no one is around you. Say Domtober, I love you.
It's the month of Domtober right now. So enjoy. My theme song, everything.
I guess that makes it also Stickstober.
Sticks, why are you trying to backpack on Dom's?
It's Domtober, baby. Domtober.
Why are you trying to backpack on Dom's stuff?
I want to be relevant too.
Go down real quick. Go back, go up and down. Go down. No, not all the way down. Go back up. Come back up. Real quick.
Jeez. What?
Right, McAfee, right here. Go back up real quick. Guest of honor. Oh, come down. Yeah. So James McAfee, he was in a bar. He got punched in the face by some random dude. He went to a bar after one of the award shows. Yeah, so I'm just going to say that. I got a lot of Star Wars people here, but we're here for the wrestlers.
Can you separate it?
No, I was trying to see if they would separate by wrestlers, but
no, huh?
No go. They're all like slopped together.
I don't know. Half these damn people. I know.
Hey, there's Brian Myers.
Brian Myers.
One half of the Major Wrestling Figures podcast with Matt Cardona.
Yep.
There's Brody King.
Brody King.
Then you got to go scroll all the way down for more wrestlers. Hey, Danhausen. Danhausen would be a good one to talk to.
Yeah.
Good old Danhausen there.
He'll
Darby Allin.
Talk to you. Yeah.
Darby Allin is a good
one
to talk to.
Mm-hmm.
Dante Bosco. Voice of Prince Zuko. Let's see who else we got professional wrestling wise. Is that it?
No, there's more. You got Karrion Kross. You got freaking Nick Nemeth. You got Hornswoggle.
Harley Carmen. Hornswoggle.
Hornswoggle. Harley Carmen. Yep.
Talk to Hornswoggle.
We nominal one.
Who else we got here? Yeah, I know Karrion Kross is going to be there.
Oh yeah.
He's at a booth though, I think. You got. God, I wish they could just filter by professional wrestling.
You can't do W wrestling personality.
No.
Jeez.
Matt Cardona.
He's gonna be there too. Yeah. I gotta talk to him.
You gotta try to talk to Matt Cardona.
Matt
Hardy.
Matt Hardy.
Orange Cassidy. Talked to him before.
Yeah, talked to him at the Toy Fair.
Paul Walter Hauser, dude. I think you should talk pro wrestling with Paul Walter Hauser.
Yeah.
He just had a death match or a hardcore match in MLW.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Or no, it wasn't. It was Ring of Honor. He did it in Ring of Honor, I think. He's a huge wrestling fan. Love to talk wrestling with him. Got to talk to Rob Liefeld.
There's Ronda Rousey.
Yeah. I think you run a risk talking to Ronda Rousey. For putting your ass in an armbar. Be like, don't talk to me about professional wrestling or I'm tap you out. Sergeant Slaughter.
I met Slaughter.
You gotta sign your G.I. Joes too as well.
Yeah, absolutely. You gotta get him to put you in a Cobra clutch. You have to get him to put you in a Cobra clutch as you're wearing your Cold Slither shirt.
Yes.
It's the only way to do it. Let's see. Who else?
A lot of damn people.
A lot of people at New York Comic Con, man. I wish I would have sent some more stuff.
A lot of people there.
Willow Nightingale.
Yep.
That's it. That's all the professional wrestlers.
Karrion Kross. You got John Berthold canceled. Oh, damn.
A lot of people are canceling now.
Well, Karrion Kross is not there.
He's probably not there as part of the convention. He might just be there.
See, Breckin Meyer was supposed to be there. That pissed me off. He was the voice of Boba Fett in Robot Chicken. I could have used him on one of my favorite pops.
Yeah, I can't. I wish I could
go on like the lines up there. The lines up there, and it says wrestler. Where you could go to guests. You see guests, entertainment guest, right?
It's probably gonna be all the same thing.
It might be a different. Oh, so it's different. Oh.
No, see, it's the same.
Yeah.
Featured guests.
Yeah, I can read off here. I can read off who's gonna be there, real quick.
Darby Allin.
Here, I'll send this to you. Hold on.
Just read it off, Sticks.
Well, it's got pictures. Oh no, it doesn't. Okay. Swerve Strickland's gonna be there.
Nice.
Rikishi will be signing at booth 3179.
Oh shit!
Jim Duggan. Yeah, Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Jake the Snake Roberts. The Righteous are going to be there signing.
Righteous, huh?
Who?
Yeah. The Righteous. Rumored to be coming to WWE. Mick Foley.
Oh, there you go. Mick Foley.
Rikishi again.
You got a lot of cards to be handing out, Dom. You got about 100 cards to be handing out.
You gave me 100 cards, right?
Yeah.
How many cards you got me?
100.
100. Okay, good.
100. Not 99, 100. Joe Hendry is going to be there. Danhausen. Mandy Rose.
Oh, damn.
I have to talk to Mandy Rose about her OnlyFans account.
Booker T.
I want Booker to say, yo, when he sees the Devil's Kiss, I want his reaction in video.
I want Booker T to give me the five-time ICW off the mat champion, because this guy right here.
Thursday at one of the booths here, Maven will be there.
Maven.
Brian Myers and Max Caster. That's it. That's it for wrestling figures, for wrestling talent. I don't see Karrion Kross on that list. I think he might have canceled.
No,
he's at a. I think he's at a booth, his own booth.
Yeah.
For his book or something like that. He is there. I think New York is a lot like San Diego, where people come to booths and they're not announced because they're not actually like sanctioned by Comic-Con.
That list was from. Wow. I got that list.
Look at Ziana Vega.
Like Pro Wrestling Tees is going to be there. Yeah, it's Jade from Mortal Kombat.
Oh yeah. Good.
Bam Margera is going to be there. There's a lot of good stuff. All right. Well,
Karrion
Kross.
They're part of the Headlock Comics booth.
You know, AEW is going to be with a bunch of DC characters. So they're kind of making
their announcement for their crossover book.
Yeah.
Ooh. There you go.
All right. There you go. If you're going to New York Comic Con, make sure to check out some sweet professional wrestling. Get some autographs, meet some professional wrestlers. I'm sure it will be a good time. But
listen, it's going to be fun. I'm going to go see who I can talk to and make dreams happen. That's what I do.
Right.
I'm a dream maker.
Dream maker. All right.
All right. That sounds great. Well, anything else want to touch on?
No, just
I think we got covered most of everything that went on this week, which, like you said, wasn't too much.
All right. Well, that'll be it for us. Make sure to leave us in the comment section below. Let us know who you think is going to win on NXT, TNA, Takeover, Invasion, whatever you want to call it. Let us know your choices for winners and losers from that. If you want to catch more from Styx, you can do so over on his channel on Tuesday nights for his Doctor Who show. You can check him out on Renovision on Fridays and Saturdays as well. You can get more from Dom over on Renovisions on Fridays on the Qualified and Sundays on the Star Wars show. You can catch more from me Saturday night on Renovision as well as all week long on my channel. And you'll find us right back here next Thursday night with more professional wrestling goodness as we get ready to give you our match card predictions for WWE Crown Jewel Perth. And with that being said, make sure that like, subscribe button on the way out. Turn that notification bell on so you know whenever we go live with more professional wrestling goodness. Dom, take us out with some words of wisdom, my friend.
Well, this Sunday, I become a speed limit. No longer an age. I'll be 55 Sunday. So the month of Domtober is full swing. That's what I have to say. I can't drive 55.
They're calling you Dom Hagar.
I'm not sure where the wisdom in is all that, but
there is no wisdom in that. It's because my birthday is Sunday. I just want to put it out there.
Well, happy early birthday, Dom.
Thank you.
If you guys want to get Dom a gift, give a subscription, give a follow, to this channel and Domtober on Instagram. And on that note, enjoy SmackDown tomorrow night, and we'll see you guys right back here next week for more Off the Mat.
In the ring, the lights go down. Roaring crowd, they scream and shout. Chants echo, shaking the ground. Warriors clash, the game is found.